Hello my YouTube fans, back again. I don't know whether you can remember me starting the modifications on this cabinet that I got. This is a Switzer one. It's not Harbour Freight, but basically they're all the same. I looked on YouTube. I know there's a plethora of stuff out there saying what to do with your cabinets and one thing and another, but even so, this is my rendition of it. So what I did was I took this on board as regards making a frame so that you can undo and change your glass from the outside, because it's a pain in the neck. Hang on, I'm going to have a cough in a minute, wait for it. Sorry about that, it is winter time. Back to this. Yeah, what I did was I made a metal frame up which seats on the inside of this frame with some studs welded into it that come up this way. Obviously it's flush on the other side, but I did put some more studs that went that way so that I could fasten the frame to the cabinet, which I'll show you. Oh dear. Can you see the nuts and bolts under there? That's holding the frame down. So now I've got a quick change lens cover on there. And other recommendations was turn this side into your vacuum. Sorry, not your vacuum, your air intake, so that it can suck air in. There you are. Yeah, sorry, the vacuum goes on this side. What am I talking about? Yeah, so made this modification. My vacuum gets put onto this pipe, and then it can suck away the bad air, as it were. And the other side, I altered that one just for an intake, but I haven't got the valve, well, not valve, the cylindrical thing that goes on here with I forgot what they call it. It's got slits in it, you know, so you can alternate the air. You know, you fill in the blanks, you know what it is. Also, right, the frame, I made this out of some cheap sheet steel. I don't know how much it was online to buy, and I never checked. I just enjoyed messing with the cabinet myself anyway. So I made these skirts up that go all the way around just out of some tack corrugated sheeting. I just straightened it out, flattened it with an hammer and what have you. That'll do for me. It cost me no, and I enjoyed just messing with it. It's steel that I had kicking about because I like to utilise what I've got. The gun's different to the one that came with it, but ultimately, and I do say ultimately, you need a gun whereby the rake angle coming to the nozzle, going to the nozzle, needs to come back at an angle this way so that your grit can shoot straight in at an angle, because it's like coming to a T-junction here and getting messed about. But I think the gun's about 100 quid, so and I can't make one. There's a brother, sorry, not a brother, there's a guy in Australia, I've forgotten his name, I wish I could remember it, but he does die cast things himself, because out in Australia everything to get sent to Australia from America is a fortune. But he's brilliant, man. Check him out. Look at making die cast parts for things. He's amazing. So I'll have to wait while I can afford one of these guns. It works, it'll do for now. Yeah, some more lights. I put these lights in, which are just your basic house lights with some LEDs put in them, and I had to up the switch, not the switch, the power supply, because it kept blowing. What else? Yes, I lowered this under recommendation, because if you remember, or if you've seen them, these sit flush here, so it gives you that little bit of extra height. This was chopped down and dropped, and I changed the pickup siphon system somebody else was showing this carry-on. Oh dear. I made that myself out of gas pipe, gas fittings. It was recommended 1.25 inches, but I ended up buying 1.5 inches, and I couldn't return it without a bit of a kerfuffle, so I thought, well, what damage can it do, you know what I mean? So I've put that on. I've got a friend to turn me a valve down, as you can see there. And, oh, I'm sorry about this, viewer. This section here, got this nut, flushed it off on the inside of the nut, so when it's screwed in, it goes up to the level there, so it comes down and gets sucked along, goes out, and then through that pipe. Now then, the only problem I have is every now and then it just decides it wants to get blocked. But I experimented, not in too great a detail. I just shoved my finger over the end of the gun. But what happens is, hang on, I'm at an awkward angle here. What happens is it spits bits of your grit out of there. Hence, it's on the floor down here. So what I've come up with this little contraption. This bit of piping sits over the top of that pipe. It can still suck air in, but when I do just block the end of the gun off and it spits back, instead of just blowing all on the floor, it'll go into this little plastic canister, so I can save me grit. That is going to go over there. It just covers them holes and sits on them bolts. Hang on a minute, bit shaky. Oh dear, not as young as I used to be. And then, what is it? Yeah, I've put a note with a glue gun at the back, and I'm just going to run some wire around and hold it round the back here and just twist it up. So when it does clear, it'll just shoot into there and drop down into the box. Well, that's the theory anyway. What else? Yes, we've got it running on casters, so I can move it around the workshop floor. I've got a couple of buckets there in case I want to change the medium out. Still got a bad cough. Excuse me. So if you want to change your medium for some, you know, if you're doing something that's a bit more delicate, it doesn't take 2 minutes. Just to undo this valve, drop it into your buckets, and then you can be on with something else. So that's my medium for the moment. I'm not sure what it is. It's something I've had for a long time. I did buy off eBay a water trap do for a job here, but it wasn't very good. And this is an old one that I had. It doesn't have a dial gauge on it, pressure gauge, but I can alter it on my compressor itself. There's a gauge on there, so I can set the pressure. So there we have it. Just turn that on like that. Pressure's up. I'm going to hand the camera over to my friend, and then we'll have a look in the cabinet. Oops, hang on, what's happened to the... what's happened there? There we go. Right, this is Jay. Do you want to be on YouTube, Jay?
Don't mind me.
Right, this is Jay. He likes to come and mess about in my workshop with me. I don't know how much of a cameraman is, so if anything goes wrong from now on, it's Jay's fault. Right, there you go, Jay. So all you got to do really is just point it, whatever. Right, so I'll just shut the door. And we'll have a go, shall we? See how it goes. I'm not putting vacuum on because it's only a small go. So if you want to fire it in here, Jay. This is a friend of mine's. He's got a Ford Transit 1973 model that he's doing up. these are his headlamps. So let's give it a little shot, see what happens. Are you ready? Where are we? There's not that much coming out, so what I'll do it. Oh, it is. Yeah, it's doing it. It's thick paint. Is that picking it up all right, Jay?
Sort of.
Yeah. Hang on, let me just. That's it. I've just blown it back at the bottom. It should shoot out now. You ready? Yeah, it's just ever so slow, that's all, but it's doing it. And when I put my finger over the end, it did work. I felt it blow back at the bottom near my legs. Blots again. You hear that? No, hang on. See what's happened. Ah! The pipe's come off at the bottom. I'll have to fasten that back up. Well, anyway, it does work to a fashion. I think it's going to work a lot better if I get a gun for it, but I'm not going to do that just yet. So I shall get back in touch with you. I'm going to put this back on now. It was a bit too fierce and blew it off. Okay then. Right, viewer. Just
Who's that?
that's Matt, another one of my friends. I have plenty of friends. Right, okay then, viewer. So we'll leave it at that for now.
Hello.
Hey up, Matt.
Tried phoning you. How
Okay, we're back online. We've put that pipe back on. So here we go. Oh yeah, look at that go, baby. Yeah. Oh, it's slowing down. Yeah, I won't put. Oh, it's rocketing off. Rocketing off. And that's really hard paint on there. It's slow, but it does it. I'll try not to put my whole glove over and absolute make a complete block, because it bounced the pipe straight off. But if you can see that, I'll just touch it a bit. Next time it blocks, I'll just touch it a bit. Yeah, it seems to be doing okay. Hang on, there we go. Just a little bit of back pressure. I think I could do with a bit more grit in it as well. There isn't really a lot in. Since it's gravity fed, you do need quite a bit on top, pressurising it, you know, weight wise. Yeah, that does it. I've heard a few complain on YouTube that the gun kept stopping because it kept blocking and they had to clear it out. Well, don't clear it out, make that little thing that I did and just touch it for a bit of blowback and it clears it. I've got no heater on here as well, and we're in Wales, so it's dead damp. Just got to stop it from clogging. Whoa, look at that. I love it, I love it. I want one of these for years. Oh, really pleased. So yeah, the modifications are well worth doing, and you can do it yourself. It's not rocket science, otherwise I won't be able to do it. But I'm a tight Yorkshireman and I just like to save money. So although this was a cheap cabinet to start off with, making the modifications yourself saves you a lot of money. That's it. That's Matt. He's been with me before, metal detecting, you've seen him. He just called in for a coffee. Because he's so tight, he won't go to Starbucks. He goes, I know, I'll go to Tones and get a free one.
Didn't get any cake though, did I?
And then there's Jay, he's just cold. He's cold all the time. But this is winter in Wales, so... ah dear. And then there's me. So that's it, so there's us three. Yes, there's the threesome. Anyway, right. I'm happy with that. I hope you're happy with that. Do your modifications. Get one of these cabinets. And you too can be happy. Doing all your own shot blasting. That's right, Jay, walk in front, but it doesn't matter. He wants to go, that's what he wants. Go on then. Go on, Jay. What's with hood? You don't need hood on.
It's cold.
Go on.
Wow.
Did you enjoy that?
Blasting. That is good.
Yeah, you've got to just go in a small area at a time. But there must be about 4 or 5 layers of paint on that. And Tim, if you're looking, yes, your parts are getting shot blasted. Right, okay, so that's all for now. See you next time.